Exactly 7 months after the RCMP launched a criminal investigation into the Ford government's handling of the Greenbelt, the leader of the Ontario Liberals has written to the commissioner. Bonnie Crombie is asking for an update on the investigation and urging them to consider new evidence that has been brought to light.
I think people want clarity and transparency. They want to understand what progress has been made. So I think it's time for a status update.
In her letter to the RCMP Commissioner and Assistant Commissioner, Bonnie Crombie references recently released documents that have revealed closer involvement by the Premier and his staff than previously demonstrated, including direct meetings with developers. She writes, "I urge you to closely review this new information to assess whether further investigations are warranted into the conduct of Premier Ford and his staff and provide the public with a progress update on the current investigation."
We'd like to know who knew what when, and if anyone will potentially be charged. More and more information is coming out, and there's a clear trail to the Premier's office.
It's a sharp issue for the Liberals to get out in front of Doug Ford all the time. I think there have been some revelations recently in some media reports that have caused her and her team to say, look, we can bring some life to this.
The RCMP announced in October that it would investigate the Ford government's plan to open up protected Greenbelt land for development, a plan that was ultimately scrapped after widespread public backlash.
I made a promise to you that I wouldn't touch the Greenbelt. I broke that promise. And for that, I am very, very sorry.
Two provincial watchdogs found the process to select which lands were removed from the Greenbelt was flawed and favoured certain developers, but the Premier's office has maintained it had no direct knowledge of the proposed changes.
No doubt what has been put out to the RCMP, even if it's not responded to in an appropriate way or timing, it has now fueled more questions about something which is a burr under the saddle to the government.
I think Ontarians deserve to know. Certainly this scandal, this fiasco, really eroded trust in the government. And I think that's so important.
The Premier's office has only responded to say any questions should be directed to the RCMP. In a statement, the RCMP tell us it understands this issue is of significant interest to the people of Ontario, but as this is an ongoing investigation, it cannot provide further information at this time. For City News, I'm Tina Yazdani.